You know how like there's all that junk work that you just never want to do?
Oh, hell yeah. Every day.
We all have it.
Your email, it's cleanup, it's bookkeeping, it's problem solving. What people don't realize too is the junk stuff is usually the stuff that you don't know how to do well and that you hate. So you're using your peak energy of the day, your peak creative energy on things that are not even making you money at all.
AI is getting rid of a lot of that junk stuff. And if you needed no other reason than to want to do it, start with the dumb stuff that you just don't want to do anymore. Talk about free.
Totally.
That's where it gets free.
Jim, welcome to the Earn Your Happy podcast.
So happy to be here with you, Lori.
Oh my God, I'm pumped. You guys, Jim and I have known each other for 10 years, a decade, and we just get sexier. You know, we just get better and better. And
I did my hair for you today.
Thanks for putting the hat on.
My gosh.
I really appreciate it.
I'm saving everybody the glare coming off of the lighting. Yeah, it's been, I can't believe it's been a decade. We were just talking about this.
I know. I'm so excited for our conversation today because one of the reasons I'm so excited is because I think it is the most relevant topic that we could ever talk about right now. And that is AI. I am currently so immersed in it that I am extremely excited to share because no matter where anyone's at, the goal of this whole podcast and how I know they're going to feel after listening to you is empowered instead of completely behind. I'm thrilled because having you in my life has been like, it just feels like such a safety net right now, which is incredible, which it's always felt that way with you, but especially when you have people who have this deep, deep skill set, it is going to change. I mean, it's going to change their life.
And it's so easy to feel overwhelmed. And we'll talk about that. But what I love is that you're actively trying things. And like, that's where it all starts.
Yes, that is where it all starts. And I just want to say, 10 years, we met at our friend Lewis Howe's event. And then we had a friend, Rob Murgatroyd and Kim Murgatroyd, who are just like some of our favorite people in the entire world who now live in Italy. Yes. And Rob is literally TikTok and Instagram famous at 60 years old now.
Talk about like getting better with age.
Exactly.
Rob's poster child.
From chiropractor to now TikTok famous at 60. Like anything can happen, guys. Anything.
He's the proof.
Can happen here. Go look him up, Rob Murgatroyd. But, ever since we met you, truly, you are one of those people who has led with value. Where did that come from?
Honestly, scouting.
Okay, tell me all about it.
The years that I grew up in scouting. So the one tattoo
like Boy Scouts?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
great.
I'm an Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts of America. Actually, the one wristband that I wear is a square knot. And it's like the official knot of scouting. It's just a reminder that like strength comes from within. And I grew up, I'm an only child. I'm the only entrepreneur in my entire family. So talk about like not necessarily having role models in my family to be able to follow this path, like this crazy lizard brain that I have that I can't turn off about wanting more, thinking about something bigger. And I've always had this passion for tech, even when I was a young kid. So I grew up with leadership potential and opportunity in front of me. And scouting gave me that sort of like that container to be able to be independent, to lead with my heart. The whole principle behind scouting is service to God and your country or your community. So it's very based in things that are both inflection as well as how you perform outward. So weekends would be service projects if we weren't camping. I can remember clearing brush off the side of hills, for like an old lady who like she was getting cited by the city and she couldn't afford anything. And so we helped. I remember all these different various service projects. Like those are those core memories that stick with you. And there's no better feeling than seeing the impact that you leave on somebody. And as entrepreneurs, that's what we want to do. Like we're trying to impart what we know the best to help them. So achieving the rank of Eagle was wonderful. 1-2% of every boy who goes through the scouting program actually makes it. And I wanted to give up. But my dad was like, the hell you are. You've gotten this far. He's like, you need to see it through. Yeah. And it wasn't for him, but now years later, because I lost him so early in life, he passed in 2009. It's such a great feeling to know that I was able to see what was possible, stick it through. And now those principles have just carried forward in my life.
I think that is such a lost like art or thing for kids to do is to go through like those big challenges at a really young age. That's how I grew up. It's literally how it is the reason I don't give up on projects when they get really hard, is because I'm aware that it's really, really hard, and that you know the process. You know it's going to feel like you want to quit. You know you're going to hate it. You know that you're going to feel like you're never going to figure it out. You know in the middle, you're going to feel like you literally are not smart enough to do any of this stuff. You're going to feel frustrated, like you're throwing an inner temper tantrum, like all of those things that I think people go, well, this must not be for me. Like that's what you learn when you go through that stuff. And so it's served you so well in entrepreneurship, because it can take years. Jim, I've seen your career go from, good to great to low to good to low to like insanely great.
All
and
the peaks and valleys. Yeah.
It is such a long game, and you have to know that the challenges are preparing you for something big. And that's why I'm like, oh my gosh, these moments of like everything that you experienced in scouting, and then, everything that I experienced from working with my dad who had a kitchen and bathroom business, and like being like, I'm not a boy, I can't do this. And he's like, the hell you are. Like, you're going to literally do it.
Our dads must have known each other.
Exactly. Like he was just like, you're getting this done, you're doing it. And there's no whining about it, which, I tried, but hey, we're here.
Dads are there for you to not let it happen.
Totally. But I want to talk a little bit more too, because about the leading with value, because you are one of the people that I have seen do this the best. Because whatever room you're in, you do play the long game, and you also go in there instead of here I am. It's like, there you are, and what can I do for you? And I have watched rooms open up from somebody who maybe people did not know your name, to being able to kind of quantum leap kind of fast into really, really big rooms and names. Can you tell me a little bit about, I know for someone like you, you're like, well, I led with value, but also there's a strategic plan behind it, is because when you lead that way that you are going to get invited back, or people are going to want to work with you. Can you kind of just tell me about that path that you took?
Well, yes. And probably the best example of how that's paid off dividends that I didn't even ask for is actually the way that we ended up meeting, which is through Lewis House, right? I met him because we both supported Pencils of Promise, and you guys got connected because of that as well.
Yep.
But I had no idea who Lewis was until we both ended up in a bus in Guatemala going through the jungle when we went on a charity trip. And I got to know him. His team was there. We got to know each other. I got to see what they were working on. And it turns out they were about to release a new version of their website that I just saw red flags all over. Like, this is what I do. Like, exactly. I was like, look, I'm not going to give you unasked for advice, but can I give you some unasked for advice? Because you're a friend now, and I can't let this happen.
Yeah.
And that, long story shortened, is when we got back, we built a deeper friendship. I supported them. That was the first time he was about to go on Ellen, and they were terrified the website was going to crash because it was all new. And I was like, look, we're friends now. This is what I do. I got you. Everything was fine. And we just got to know each other better. And I didn't invoice him. I wasn't asking to get paid. It was just, we had this shared sense of purpose. We were there for a reason. And I got to know him, his team. We got to know each other. I supported them because even if I did have a piece of agenda in the back of my head, it was to be in the spirit of doing bigger things with bigger names. And his whole goal is to impact millions and millions and millions of lives. So why wouldn't I want to be part of that?
Right. Totally.
So that was the agenda. I was trying to find a way that I could deploy what I'm great at in the spirit of somebody who I know could actually amplify that. That's the real thing that actually drove me. And I didn't even see it until years later. So fast forward now, I met you and Chris because of it. I've met so many incredible people. Lewis connected me to Ed Milet. I supported Ed. We've worked together on different projects together. My roster of people that I've worked with because of that one man is uncanny. And I never asked for a single connection. It was all just because I led with what I knew, which is I have to be myself. I have to lead with my heart. But it doesn't matter what I'm doing. It just matters how I'm doing it. So kind of like what you mentioned, like that Brendan quote, like, what was the quote?
Here I am, it's
here I am, it's here you are.
Yeah, totally.
I love the way that he says that. And that, I think, is emblematic in how we all can show up no matter what we do.
So good. I was listening to a podcast yesterday Daniel Priestley, and he was talking about how there are high leverage relationships. And those are the ones like a Lewis Howes and Ed Milet, that you just show up to those, let go of all expectation. And because they've given you so much value, you're like, okay, how can I give you value?
Right.
And the thing is if you let go of the expectation, you're just like, okay, this is great. I really love that I even get to, be near you and learn from you and that you've given me so much value. And you do the things that you did, or you figure out how you can serve, or you guys, it doesn't have to be that you understand AI or that you can help with someone's website in a big way. There are so many other things that you can do. If someone has a big event coming, can you get 30 people there and show them that?
Yeah.
Like, these are the things that really move the needle, that those high leverage people then look at and go, oh, like I could probably move the needle pretty big for this person who's working really hard to do this for me. And there's kind of a reciprocation that happens with people that you want to do it naturally. Like for Chris and I, when we see people who are really working to help us, it feels so good to want to help them back.
Right.
And so those are the relationships that when you think about what a high leverage relationship is, you are so amazing at it, because you're just like, where can I add value? Where can I help them? Let go of expectation. I will tell you, I've never felt any sort of energy of like, you expect anything back. And I have felt it multiple times with other people. So
yeah, we all have.
Yes.
We all have those kinds of relationships, and we're all human.
Yep.
And it's hard to do that. It's so hard, especially like very truthfully, like when you're in low revenue months
Totally.
or life is just beating the hell out of you. I think it's when you show up like that, you're pressure testing yourself to say like, oh, I actually am built for this. And it gets us to reflect and say, well, where am I actually playing too small in the rest of my life? The more that I do that, the more risks that I take, but removing agenda from the table, that's where I'm my best self. I'm my best self. That's when people actually talk about me when I'm not there. And it's such a delight when you hear that, not from a place of ego, from like that's actually the whole reason. That's the whole point. Don't you want to be known for what you're known for, or what you want to be known for? I love those opportunities when I see them, because you can't pay for those. You can't even manufacture them. You just have to keep showing up, just like you do with your show, 10 years plus now, right?
Crazy.
Continuing to do the same thing,
Yep.
but you keep leveling it up. Now you're doing beautiful spaces and you're taking your time. You built a whole studio in your house. Like that's a commitment to the craft. So who wouldn't recognize that? And I like finding those little things to try to make it more recognizable when I can. I'm not a master at it, but I'm going to keep going longer than the person next to me.
Exactly. I love that. Okay. So let's get into kind of the person who's listening right now. And they probably tune in because they're like, oh God, okay, another AI conversation. I really know that I need to do this. So most of the audience is definitely entrepreneurs or wannabe entrepreneurs. It's people who have heard this conversation that they need to be in it, but we're all feeling a little anxious and behind. So when you look at most small businesses are with AI right now, where do you think they really sit? Like, let's get some, maybe some reality checks for them. But also, guys, we're gonna be okay. Jim, help us.
If you're not using AI at all, yes, you are behind. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're in a new era where it's been coined that now we're in the agentic era, and we can talk about what AI agents and all those things are. But if we zoom out for a minute, we've been using AI in our lives, but the best AI comes silently. We just don't see it. We don't know it's there. Right. So like if you hold up your phone here, you're in a different place than your home. That means your phone is going to recommend certain apps because it realizes you're on the go. Same as if you get in the car, it starts to change the way that it does notifications and show you things. Same thing if you go home and you sit on the couch with the dogs and you put on Netflix. The goal is it's going to give you recommendations that you want to watch. How horrible would Netflix be if it just recommended all the things that were like at random? A lot of us just think like, oh, there's a bunch of random stuff it recommended. It just happens to be great.
Don't give
Nothing
me foreign
just
films.
happens, right? So if you say, I love a rom-com and I hate a Western, and it pops up a Western, you're gonna be like, I'm out. I'm gonna go to HBO Max. I'm gonna go to Apple TV. So the first thing I want everybody to do is I want them to actually just be observant. All the places where life actually feels easy and delivered to us, those are the biggest names in the industry investing in AI to try to keep us happy customers. Does that make sense? And when we can realize that we're already appreciating AI, it's like, wow, I would really love to learn how to ride a bike, but I'm terrified of it. But when I see the value of not having to get in the car and go down the block, and I can just hop on a bike and I've got the wind in my hair, I've got the sun in my face, and I can enjoy it, it changes our chemistry a little bit about what we're willing to be tolerant of and what we want to try. So yeah, AI can be scary. We hear success stories, we hear horror stories, and we have to find ourselves somewhere in the middle. But I promise those that want to be a little brave, want to try some things, it's easier than ever, it's cheaper than ever, and the value you can get out of it is incredible. So I think we can start there, which is we have to self-audit. We have to ask ourselves, are we willing to be a little scared, to kind of dip our toe into something that we don't know what's on the other side of it? And it's also not our fault because it feels like a black box of magic, right? Like, sometimes you type something, you're like, how did it know? Why is this so good? Where has this been all my life? You start asking all these questions and you're like, yeah, I don't trust it. I'm out. So sometimes even when we want to risk it, we want to try it, you're like, no, that's not for me. I'm not ready. And those are some of the biggest reasons that hold us back. But if you're willing to try a little bit, we can talk about how to do that next.
Yeah, we're going to dive into it, guys. But, I think the question on everybody's mind right now, which I would love to hear from you, is what's going to happen to my job? How are things pivoting? Can you kind of tell me where you think, especially for entrepreneurs, creators, maybe even courses, things like that, what you're seeing a big shift in right now, kind of where that's going and how they're using AI?
Yeah. Jobs, I'm not going to lie, are at risk.
Totally.
Every single job, we have to think about, if I'm getting paid to produce this thing and it can be replayed, rebuilt, redone, either by a digital chatbot or by some kind of a robot or anything, it's at risk. But jobs have always been at risk. Like, we also have to be pragmatic and we have to think about this.
I watched my husband's job disappear in front of our eyes, like a whole industry for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is not uncommon.
10 years ago. Yeah.
Right. That was part of you guys' story. So in a world where jobs are already at risk, but to this audience who are thinking about entrepreneurship, already in entrepreneurship, we have to ask ourselves, what are you built for? And aren't you already willing to be a little bit variable in how you want to approach it, right? If all you do is sell water and nobody wants to buy water anymore, are you going to stay in business, right? If rule number one in business is to stay in business, shouldn't we adapt? Shouldn't we change? So when thinking about that, thinking about jobs and thinking about things that we can do to sort of like protect our downside, I like to have everybody think, if I could reduce the expense, shorten the runway of how much time it takes me, or if I could have more of the exact same output I'm already doing, what would those things do for us? How could that open up the opportunity that's in front of us? So every single one of us, if we sell something, we want to sell more, unless we're capped. And you start thinking about this mix, what costs too much, what takes too much time, or if I could have more of the same, what would that do for my business? And most of us, if we think about it just in that simple 3-part framework, I spend way too much time checking my email every day. Yeah, I pay all of these vendors, all of these service providers, all of these things, all these software to do all this stuff. And I actually don't even know exactly what they're doing. Do I really need to pay for that? Or I'm capped. I can't sell any more water because I just can't produce anymore. Most of us can think of one of those. A lot of us can actually start to think of 2. But when you can get all 3, that feels like a slam dunk. And now we're a little bit more inspired. We're a little bit more willing to try. So thinking about it, again, shifting from I have a job to I have a business. You likely either are thinking about employing somebody to do something, or you already have a team. And I'm not going to say that AI is going to make you want to fire everybody. I believe we're truly in this space where now we have an opportunity to reskill our team. Or rather than hiring somebody right now, why not let a really smart AI tool help you master it, get really good at it, and then you hire somebody to oversee it. Yeah. So if you've ever had that gut feeling like, I need this done, I don't want to hire, but I have to hire, all of a sudden you have this like, what's that feeling? It's like, it's almost like you regret the hire, and that's not a healthy decision going into it. Like, I need another copywriter to keep up. That doesn't feel good. You should want to joyfully be able to bring a copywriter into your space to be able to help you. But on this feeling of like AI can help us get there quicker, we just have to find the way that it makes sense to us. Now, to your question on like the generative AI, right? So
real talk for a second. One of the most exhausting things lately is feeling like you have to constantly pay attention to the news, the markets, your investments, inflation. Like managing your money has somehow become a second full-time job. And honestly, I've learned that building wealth is not about reacting emotionally every single day. It's about creating systems that help you feel calm, empowered, and consistent over time. That's why I want to tell you about Wealthfront. Wealthfront helps you tune out the noise and earn more on every dollar with a high-yield cash account and sophisticated, easy-to-use investing products. And one of the products I've been especially excited about is the Wealthfront Cash Account. With it, your cash can earn up to 4.30% variable annual percentage yield, or APY, on your uninvested cash. So your money is actually growing while you decide your next move. You also get instant no-fee withdrawals to eligible accounts 24/7 because flexibility matters. Plus, there are 0 monthly fees, and you can even organize your money into different cash categories for specific savings goals, which makes staying intentional with your finances feel so much easier. And when you're ready to put your money to work in a bigger way, Wealthfront makes it super seamless to transfer your funds directly into one of their expert-built investing products. Right now, you can earn up to 4.30% variable APY on your cash in the Wealthfront Cash Account. You start with the 3.30% base APY from program banks. Then Earn Your Happy listeners get an exclusive 0.75% APY boost for your first 3 months on balances up to $150,000 as a new cash account client. And you get an additional 0.25% APY increase with no expiration date or balance limit just by enabling $1,000 a month direct deposit and maintaining a funded investing account. This is one of those listener exclusive opportunities where it actually makes sense to take action before the promo expires. Over 1 million people already trust Wealthfront to help them build long-term wealth with more confidence and less stress. So if you want your money working harder for you, head to wealthfront.com/earn to get started today. This is a paid endorsement of Wealthfront. Client experiences will vary. Wealthfront brokerage is not a bank. The base APY is as of January 30th, 2026 and subject to change. For more information, please see the episode description. Okay, I want you to think about what creatine you're taking right now. And I know for me, I did not know what I was taking. I just grabbed whatever had the best reviews and I trusted the label. Then I found Momentous and it changed how I think about supplements completely. I've been taking their creatine as a part of my daily routine for a while now. And when they launched their signature spec, their most advanced creatine yet, I paid attention because this brand does not cut corners and everybody seems to know that. Here's why it's different. It's manufactured in an actual pharmaceutical facility using reverse osmosis water purification, and it goes through a 6-stage testing process verified by 4 independent agencies. That means 10 times fewer impurities, 2 to 5 times tighter heavy metal limits, and it's screened for PFAS and microplastics. They even fixed the texture, which is huge for me. It's an ultra-fine powder, no grit, no clumping. It just mixes clean. And honestly, that alone sold me because I've had really gritty creatine before and I just stopped taking it consistently because I did not like it. That's the Momentous standard, the relentless pursuit of better, and creatine itself is one of the most researched supplements out there. It supports strength, lean muscle recovery, and even cognitive performance. So if you're taking it every day anyway, take the one that's actually held to a higher standard. If you want to try Momentous Signature Spec Creatine, head to livemomentous.com and use code EARN for up to 35% off your entire first order. That's livemomentous.com, promo code EARN for up to 35% off. livemomentous.com, promo code EARN.
3 years ago, about 23% of businesses were using generative AI.
Explain what generative is.
Generative means you're creating text, you're creating imagery, you're creating video. There's like media based that's being generated with AI.
Okay.
So not necessarily like Netflix recommends a video, that wouldn't be generative AI. This means I'm using AI to help me draft a blog post. I'm using it to create image or B-roll that I can use. So something that's very applicable to almost every business, creating content in some form. That's one way of explaining generative AI.
Okay.
So about 3 years ago, it was about 23% of businesses were using generative AI. By the following year, that moved up to 40%. And by last year, that's moved up to 54%. So we've already passed that halfway point.
Yep.
And we're seeing the most adopted businesses, technology ever leaning into the AI space. But that shouldn't mean that we have to replace all those creatives. That just means that we have more options than ever. So again, do I want to ride a skateboard? Do I want to ride a bike? Do I want to walk? Rather than getting in a car where I'm safe and I feel like that's the way it always has to be. So there's all these options out there, and that can easily be overwhelming. But I like to bring it back to when somebody has the need and they see the output that's there, that actually should empower us to actually want to lean into it and try some things.
I think the way that I'm looking at it in my business right now, it's I kind of on my side of personal branding and Glossy, we're a little bit like a very small team right now, like team of one, but what I'm myself and Kaylee. And what I'm learning is for a while there, I was like, oh my God, we're never going to be able to do this alone. So if you're on a team, you're a team member on someone's team and you're worried about your job, I'll tell you from the employer standpoint, I'm like, it's not about me wanting to necessarily replace someone because, oh, AI can do this now. What I'm realizing is if they can learn it, they can speed everything up. And the amount of things that we are able to do is like literally once you learn like 100x.
It's incredible.
So how can you take your position and say, okay, if I want to make myself, completely valuable, undeniable to this company, how can I really learn this so I can speed everything up that maybe I was already doing? And it is quite crazy though, for all of the entrepreneurs listening, most entrepreneurs who listen to this podcast don't have a huge team. And so it's some of the best news ever is that now we can have like one person running most things, which is mind blowing.
It is.
It's mind blowing.
I see case after case now. Like Twitter, X is kind of like the spot if you want to like really get like
nerd
the plug.
out.
Yeah, where you can totally nerd out with me, where you can just kind of see all of these case studies coming through, people that are trying things. You have one person teams that are building AI that is helping you fundraise, that's helping you, find customers, do all your direct outreach. You also have people who are like plugging into the system and trying things and experimenting and building in public. So I love finding those opportunities by way of case studies of like who's doing things. Lori, just about every week, I have those like, I gotta lie down moments. It's nuts, right? Even just talking to Chris recently, thinking about like, where is he stuck or what is he trying or how could we do this a little bit, like tuned up a little bit. All these opportunities are wild. And it's so easy again to get overwhelmed. But I'm a company of one also, right? And I have contractors and I love the people who are on my team helping me. But it feels great to have a payroll of one, knowing that I can be ahead of my game finally, feeling caught up. And then it's only on me, depending on how quick I actually want to grow. That feels empowering in a way that even me, the tech guy who's done this, I started coding when I was 16. I feel like I'm on top and it's up to me to drive for the first time. Before status quo land, it felt like, God, I'm just never going to catch up because I have all these things to do. So if we're looking for feelings and reasons, like an emotional tie to why you should want it, learn from me or like borrow my feeling that I have right now, which is I'm almost too bored.
That's great. Can I get there?
I'm going
to get there.
I'm gonna help you. Okay. But it's that feeling of like, sounds like, yes, I could definitely use more clients. I could definitely grow more, but only because I now am doing it from a place where like I'm enjoying the process. You know how like there's all that junk work that you just never want to do?
Oh, hell yeah. Every day.
We all have it.
Yeah.
Everybody who thinks entrepreneurship is this like beautiful aspirational, we sit on a yacht and we code or digital nomad.
Wow.
That's fine, but you still have to do your bookkeeping. You still have to file things. You still have to have organization systems. AI is getting rid of a lot of that junk stuff. And if you needed no other reason than to want to do it, start with the dumb stuff that you just don't want to do anymore. Talk about freeing.
Totally.
That's where it gets free.
what people don't realize too is the junk stuff is usually the stuff that you don't know how to do well and that you hate. So you're using your peak energy of the day, your peak creative energy on things that are not even making you money at all. Like they're your email, it's cleanup, it's bookkeeping, it's all of these different, it's problem solving, like because you have so many employees. You
want to hear a fun story?
Yeah.
So when AI agents came out, we can talk about this if we want to go a little bit deeper. This is the idea of allowing AI to have more connectivity, to understand things better, to have more agency, to be able to move around and have more information on you. I started experimenting with this very early, on brand, of course. And I actually had it evaluate where I was spending the most of my time. I had it go connect to my Slack, connect to email, I use Asana, look at different files that I'm working in, all these things, and basically look at timestamps and say, what is Jim doing every day? You ever hear that exercise where it's like, just take notes of everything you do on a single day and then go back? That sounds great, but in practice, it sounds like hell, right?
Yeah,
Nobody wants to just sit there and write down, I got up and went to the bathroom 4 times. And should I actually cut down on that?
He's very hydrated. Stop drinking so much water.
Yeah, as I drink some water on the table. So I actually let AI figure it out for me. I gave it full connection to most of my life. And I just said, go back the last 3 to 4 weeks, scan everything and build me a report. And it actually came up with a term for me called, Jim, you're over-functioning. Again, on brand. I'm the tech nerd. But it built me an understanding of where I was spending the most time. And it wasn't until it showed that to me that I was like, oh, wow, that not only is that statistically correct because you're showing me the data, but now I can label it. Now I can feel it. So personal story here is when it gave all that to me, the top thing was I was spending too much time on Slack. I felt like I was making a lot of progress. I felt like because I was showing up as the lead strategist for my clients, I was answering them. I was functioning, but I was over functioning. It was to the point where it was draining me. And I felt like if I wasn't answering that quick enough, I wasn't delivering enough value. I sat on that. I went for walks on that. I thought about that. I prayed on that. And I actually went back to AI and I was like, what would my life look like if I cut that in half? I was able to use it as a thinking partner, as a tool. I didn't have to write code for this. I didn't have a magic prompt that I put in. It wasn't something that you happen to see on an Instagram carousel that if you got one character wrong, it was going to screw everything up. I just used it as a tool. And I intentionally now have changed how I show up on Slack and I feel better. I have more energy. And if I catch myself doing that, I realize that that's a choice. So now I can focus on the better things, more of the high energy things. So if you're listening, if you're watching, find yourself in that story. Even if you feel like I'm always drained, I don't know what I'm doing. It's not because you have too much work. It might just be because you actually don't have enough data to back up the feeling. You can't actually label it. AI is opening up these new ways of us understanding ourselves that 2 months ago, I wouldn't think I'd have the story to tell. But today I'm like, now if I catch myself doing that, I know that it's on me. And now that I have the data to back it up, I can prove it. And that works for me, the way my brain works. It might not be for everybody, but I guarantee if you feed AI the data that it's great at analyzing, it's going to give you output that you're going to love.
I love what you said because that's exactly how I use it as a thought partner. It's like one thing about me is I've always gotten ideas from other ideas. So one of the reasons that I love podcasts so much is because I used to go on runs 3 times a week. Like they were 3 to 6 miles. Most of them were 6 miles, which is I run very slow. So that was about a 90-minute run for me. But that was my think time. So I'd go slow. I'd listen to a podcast because it would just start the ideas going when I would hear other ideas. And now, and truly, when I stopped running, I felt the ideas start to cut off because I didn't have time for all the podcasts. My business got really busy. I got busy in stuff that I hated, like very mundane things I'm not good at, the very tactical, all of the things that you explained that actually drain my soul, not the money making, not the things that I can move the needle on monetary wise. And so for me, when those runs went, I didn't realize how much of where the big money ideas were coming from was because I had Thought Partner for 90 minutes. And so now with AI, truly it has replaced that where I sit and I start asking it a question or here's what I'm thinking about, or here's what I want to be thinking about. And it just starts generating ideas that then generate ideas for me. So I think one of the big things for me and how I use AI is that it gets the idea started, but I never settle on just that idea. I feel like we can feel that now. Like there's such dead giveaways of like how you're using AI and the ideas and concepts and ways that it's talking is like starting to, it's almost like you start seeing a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, what I'll do is I'll try to get the ideas and then write as much as I can on my own so that there's a story in there, there's natural things in there, or create some things on my own and then feed that even more and keep it like this loop of just, it's all educating itself, which is exciting.
So I'm so glad you bring that up. And if we could go slightly technical for a minute.
Let's do it.
I want to identify why that is true.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of us that feel like, yes, there's patterns and patterns and patterns, we kind of start to see this and all of a sudden it feels like it might all be the same thing. It's because it actually is. That's what the technology does. When you're chatting with ChatGPT or Claude or any of these services, all it's really doing, if we distill it down to just the output, is it's piecing together the next best thing every single time. How is it supposed to do that if it can't follow pattern recognition, if it can't model it after the data that you give it, or if it can't understand you? So there's a reason that if you use it too much, it all starts to blend together.
Yeah.
It's that law of like, you ever pour like food coloring in something and then all of a sudden you see blobs and it's like, ooh, there's a hot spot there, there's this, but the more you mix it, the more it kind of evens out. It normalizes. You just keep shaking and keep shaking and keep shaking, keep going, it's all gonna even out. And that's when you start new. That's when you start fresh. So you will run out of that creative juice if you push it too far. There are new ways with AI where you can tune that up and do it better, but that's also a place where I see people give up on AI, which is why I wanted to bring it up, is if you're just feeling like, I don't know, I keep getting the same kind of answers.
All my
it doesn't
content
make
sounds
sense.
the same that
That's totally fair. It's also a brand new technology in the scope of our lives on this planet. ChatGPT isn't even 4 years old yet. How old are the dogs?
3 and 6.
Chat is barely older than your pup.
Then Bonkers.
If you think about that. So as long as you've been a mom to Bonkers, that's the length of time that Chat has been around.
Wow, crazy.
Right? November of 2022.
Wow, we just didn't know what was coming.
Seriously. So if we're talking about that ChatGPT moment, and that November 2022, very few people even knew about it. People didn't really pick up on it until end of 23, really. But we're talking about technology now that has over 1 billion weekly active users. Billion. So this is how quick people are picking up on a technology that very few actually understand. And I just feel it's important that we actually know what it's doing.
Yeah.
At just a surface level. But now it's up to us of like, what are we going to do with it? And there's so much we can do with it that actually move the needle. Like, that's what fires me up.
Okay, let's start talking about that because you work with some of the biggest personal brands in the world. We talked about Lewis Howes, Jay Shetty, Gabby Bernstein. What's the number one way AI is allowing entrepreneurs and personal brand builders to reclaim their time right now, but also without losing authenticity, that helps build their audience in the first place?
I want to give like a practical but boring answer.
We love that if it works.
They're doing the basic things with intention. I really like, the more I think about this, you might hear really big names and think, oh, they have massive teams. Some do, not all. You might hear these big names and think, God, they have it all together. Some do, not all. I would never name names or give anything away, but one unifying thing that I do see is that, like you nailed it with that word, authenticity, right? I'm always in a standard issue V-neck. That makes me comfortable. That's me being authentic. That's who I am. I lead with my heart. That's who I am. I can't trust AI to do those things for me. But the more that I can show up like that and feel like I don't have things standing in my way, that allows me to be me. Same for you. The more that you can record, the more you can get your message out there, the more that you can share closely and everything that is on your heart, that allows you to be authentically you. You're not trying to replace all of that, let go of everybody on your team and just have AI run your life. That would feel cold. So what I see all of these people doing at the highest level is continuing to do what their God-given talent and what they've crafted over the years. They're just letting AI be an amplifier. Like AI should be a source multiplier, right?
Yep.
So for example, Gabby, love Gabby, right? She's the best.
Love her.
She doesn't really want AI to run meditations for her. A lot of them, one unifying thing they have is I've cloned them. I've built their digital minds. I work with them. So you can actually talk to Gabby AI. You can talk to Lewis AI, talk to Matthew Hussey AI, Jay Shetty. People can expand on wisdom with him. That is a true unifying factor. But it doesn't replace them. It augments them. And with Gabby, recently when I was talking to her, you can actually have her AI kind of drop you into a custom meditation. It'll work, but she's not advocating for that. She actually doesn't want you to use it that much for that. Why? Because she is the one that loves doing meditations. She has them available and she pushes that. She wants to do that. So she goes out of her way to focus on the things she loves the most. With Jay, he has 1 million people on a daily newsletter. They just hit 1 million. It's incredible. So daily newsletter, 1 million subscribers, 1 bit of wisdom every single day. We use his digital mind to let people expand on that topic. It's not replacing him. It's not the starting point for wisdom. The wisdom comes from him, but it's allowing people to continue that so he can show up bigger. Same with Lewis. Forget how many thousands of episodes he's done. The show is 12 plus years now. He's not using AI to replace anything. He's still having those authentic conversations. But I'm working with him to find very creative ways so it can just make him feel more comfortable, be a better storyteller, be a better interviewer, and then get his message out. His dream is to impact 100 million lives weekly. And we're using AI in ways to help amplify it. It's not replacing him. He's still being that thought creator. So I see that also apply to anybody who's even just getting started. I don't have a big social presence, and I'm okay with that. But where I do impact people, I'm able to use AI to help get that message out quicker. And I think we can all find ourselves in those kind of stories, no matter how many followers or how big an audience is. That's where it comes down to, is we're doing the foundational things with intention and we're actually seeing it add value.
Yeah, this makes so much sense to me, and I'm feeling it in my life, and I'm seeing how in the future it's going to be literally life-changing for me because it's going to buy back that time of where I should be. So all of us listening right now, all of you, including myself, including Jim, we have zones of genius where when we are put in that zone of genius, that is our highest income earning potential for our company. Highest. It's the thing that will bring the most eyeballs. It's the thing that will bring the most ideas. Those multi-million, for some people, $1 billion ideas. And when we get crowded with all of the other things we're not great at, we just don't get those. We do not get those. So what I am seeing is truly when those people are freed up to make content, majority of people who are all crushing it in this industry that we're talking about, is when I talk to them, they're like, I pretty much only create content all day long now. That's it. It is my one job. I create the content. I think of the ideas. I get creative. I guard that time like nobody's business. I make sure that I have a lot of creative time. Then I go to the mastermind groups or these things with people so that my ideas go even more. And where back in the day, you had to carve out creative time. And so for anyone listening, this is the goal. We want to figure out what that zone of genius is and how can AI literally take everything else.
Yep.
And so, you and I both have clones. You've made a clone for me. You have clones of yourself. I literally actively work with one of my friend's AI clones, Leanne Lopez Mosley.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, 6 hours with her yesterday, her clone. And I left her a voice note this morning and I was like, I legitimately just created something that I feel like is going to change my whole life off of your from your AI. We just went to town. And I think when people grasp that and realize you can do this for yourself. So let's talk about that. Tell me all about what we're even saying so that people can understand what
digital
this all
clone
is. Yeah,
what the fill in the blank. Right. So I want to pin this concept of intelligence and artificial intelligence, right? Your intelligence is what brought you here today. My intelligence, what brought me here today. AI is not replacing us. Like we kind of talked about this, but I really want to drive this home, which is artificial intelligence, to the literal term, is it's a technology-based way of having that artificially, which means we can do anything we want with it. AI comes in a lot of forms. We talked about like how Netflix or Amazon recommends something. AI is built into all these things to improve our life. But how are we supposed to replicate our brain? Do we even want to? A lot of people are like, no, I don't need it. And that's fine. You don't need to. But think about the legacy side of it, to be able to leave your footprint behind. Like you've written a book, right? And that's one way of you leaving a legacy. A lot of people probably want to read the book. They just don't have time to read the book. Wouldn't it be interesting if they could just ask you anything? Wouldn't it be interesting if they wanted to just go to you for that one thing or that one question that they want answered? Right. So we talked about Lewis. Lewis has interviewed the biggest names in the world for his show. So if you're thinking about what episode do I want to watch, how do you pick? Same with their show. You've had incredible guests on. If you want to know what Lori has to say about this, not what the world's information all shaken and jumbled and normalized out to be sort of like, yeah, it's okay. I want to know what Lori says about this. What are her thought principles? What's her North Star? Why does she show up? What's the way that she's actually going to push it to get it to resonate with me? There's this opportunity now to do this, to take your intelligence, which you've shared with the world, whether it's your books, whether it's your podcast, whether it's your talks that you've given, it's courses that you've built, put all that into an artificial brain. And this isn't hard to do. This is all very doable, but actually get your answer. Because you can write about the same thing as me. I can write about the same thing as Chris. Chris can write about the same thing as anybody else. We can all, like, how many ways can you explain bookkeeping? I don't know, but there's a lot of books on it, right? Someone, Jake, our buddy who helps, Jake Kelfer, love Jake. He explained to me very simply why everybody is capable of having a book and why it stands the chance of being a bestseller is because you don't have to explain things over. You just have to explain it with your take, the way that you want to deliver it to the world. And I love that because Jay Shetty's not the only one who teaches wisdom in our world. Yeah. Lewis isn't the only one who has a podcast in our world. Gabby is the only one who teaches abundance and manifestation in our world. But if you want to know what they have to say about it, you should be able to ask them. But can you afford to hire Jay for private coaching?
Ain't nobody able to anymore.
I don't. Not after that deal. Happy for Netflix. Yeah,
so happy.
They won. Yes. So for all these people, wouldn't it be great if you could actually ask that person that question and see what they would think about it? And I'm so passionate about this because of that legacy piece. My daughters can ask my digital brain something long after I'm gone. That feels great to me as a dad, coming from someone who, my dad was always the one behind the camera. He never spoke. I only recently found a little, like a hard drive file with his voice on it. When I plugged it in, I was like, oh my God, I actually forgot what my dad's voice sounded like. Like really getting to the human side of what technology can now pair. There's magic behind this. And I love that. So that's the reason that I care about it. Tactically, we can go as technical as you want. I'll spare you, I think, for our conversation here today. But when you have this opportunity to ask the person who you believe will have the answer that will make the difference for you, that's why these concepts of having a digital mind can go so far. And it makes a big difference for the people who want that. Just like you going to Leanne. You could have asked Chat, you could ask Claude. Question for you, why did you go to Leanne? Why'd you go to her digital? Because
she specifically has frameworks on exactly what I want to build out. And I love them. They're understandable for people where, Claude could for sure do something, but it's not a specific tried and true way that I know she's tried with thousands of women now.
And this is what she's known for. This is her gift that she's giving to everybody.
Yep.
You happen to be friends with her. That's great. Let's imagine that you weren't. How much would it cost you to hire her for a private coach? Yeah. Or if you don't have the time to take the courses and do all those things, her AI is a couple $100 a month or something like that?
Yep. And she'd probably be anywhere from, this is even group 15 to 50,000.
Right. Yeah. So even if you could afford it or you had all the time in the world, get rid of all of that. wasn't it more convenient that you could probably like sit in your sweats and just like play with the dogs while you workshop what you needed to do?
It was literally the best. And she's my friend who offers me help. And I'm like, I'm just
Yeah,
going to
like,
use
I
this
kind of
first.
got this, right? Yeah. Like, I'm good. I'll call you if
Everything's here that you would probably tell me.
So now put yourself in that, like you have
Mhm.
your own. You know that your word, your way of showing up can impact people while you sleep. That's awesome. There's been times I've called Chris's clone that I built because I know he's asleep or like he's busy. I know I can call Chris. I know I can call you. But if you're just looking to see what that person, that real human, would have said about this, chances are they've already talked about it. And that's what AI gives us, is this gift of being able to do something that's hard for us to understand. But when we can find the utility in it, all of a sudden it's like, wow, what would that be like if my genius could be out there for the rest of the world?
Yeah. This is what I want people to get, because you don't need to be a big name to have something that can really, really, number one, make you money. Number two, really help people in a large way. So especially people who have a lot of content out, very specific skill set, people who teach different things, who maybe have a podcast as well, or have a lot of YouTubes. Like, imagine if you could just even start charging for your AI. Like, when I look at what people are making on the monthly fee of being able to use that at any given time to have a coach in your corner when you sit and work, things just move at lightning speed. And so I think that's what I want people to grasp is you build these out. There are a lot of other people who build them out as well, but we've had you. All these people that we're talking about have had you. This is what you do for a living. You do a lot of different things. But we're obviously continuing chatting, but at the same time, I want you guys to know, like, there are people who can build these things out for you in your business, who can see blind spots, who can literally, Jim, I know that you do an audit for people. So what does that look like when you do that?
I love this. This came by demand. Okay. I had a lot of people being like, dude, where do I start? Totally. What do I do?
Okay, summer's basically here, and normally this is the time everybody is daydreaming about where you're taking the family, stressing whether you can actually afford it. But this year is going to be different for you because you're finally going to get real about tracking your money, every account, every business, all of it. So instead of just hoping it works out, honestly, you guys, that peace of mind is the best part of your summer and my summer so far. Monarch is the personal finance app that tracks everything: accounts, investments, savings goals, and spending. And right now, you can get your first year of Monarch Core for half off, just $50 with promo code EYH. Here's the thing that actually got me. Monarch will show you your monthly savings rate because your lifestyle spending can quietly creep up without you even noticing. That's the kind of thing you don't catch until it's already a pattern. And having it laid out for you changes everything. Now I use the AI assistant like a financial advisor in my pocket. I'll literally ask, can I afford this trip without touching savings? And it tells me. The Sankey diagram shows me exactly where every dollar goes. And the weekly AI recap flags spending spikes before they become a real problem. Use code EYH at monarch.com to get your first year of Monarch Core half off at just $50. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code EYH. Okay, one of my favorite things I get to do, and it doesn't happen nearly enough, is to throw milestone parties for my family. I've done it for my parents, for people I love, and honestly, it's become a little bit of a thing that I'm known for. The one that still means the most to me was my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. You guys, it's 50 years married, and I wanted everything to feel as special as that number sounds, from the invites to the place cards, the favors, the thank you notes after. And if you've ever planned something like that, you know that the sheer volume of stuff sneaks up on you. And I didn't know about Zazzle back then. And honestly, I wish I had, because it would have made the whole thing so much easier. One place to design everything, match it all to the same look, and not have to piece it together from 5 different websites. So if you've ever been the person planning an event, I'm talking invites, save the dates. Zazzle is how you pull it off without losing your mind. One place, one style, fully customized. From the first invite your guests get in the mail to the last card they leave with, Zazzle covers the full event. Invitation, save the dates, place cards, programs, signage, party favors, thank you notes, all customizable to match your colors, your fonts, your whole vibe. Order 1 or order 500, whether it's an intimate dinner or a 200-person reception, Zazzle scales with you. 3 steps: pick a product, find or build a design, add your details. That's it. Zazzle handles the rest. Over 30 million customers have trusted Zazzle with their most important moments, and yours is next. Right now, save 25% on your first order at Zazzle.com. That's 25% savings on your first order at Zazzle.com. Go make something amazing. Zazzle.com.
I'm overwhelmed or I'm not doing anything, and my team wants to try things, but I don't know how to tell them. So I built a AI opportunity map. It's just a simple, like in a week flat. I built this really intuitive. I vibe coded this whole thing. I used AI to Replit. We were talking about this before.
Yeah.
I've been an engineer my entire life, but I'm still using these AI tools to move fast, to launch things that are helpful. It would have taken me a month to build the thing that I was able to turn around. Instead, I was able to move quickly. So I like being the proof in the things I'm doing, and I show this process along with it. So this AI opportunity map is, you take this really intuitive flow that I built, it extracts all the best parts about your business. Then it finishes with, like, you record a loom and walk through the day, where are things getting stuck for you, what's not working. I run it through all of the AI models that I work with, like at my level, very finely tuned, understand getting to the root of it, asking the harder questions. And then I present back like a beautiful output that shows like the opportunities, what you could start today, what your next week roadmap looks like. And then I record a loom and I send it right back to you. And then we have a call where you can ask me anything. We just find, what is the next investment that you should make? Should it be simply upgrading your chat subscription and just a couple $100 a month? For a lot of people, that's enough. They just need more of what they have. Others, they need to burn it down and start over. Some, and I'm finding most, is they just need to kind of get their shit together. They need to feel cohesion with their team. So I love having these conversations, and I actually give you a visual so you can see it. And that is one of my favorite things that I'm doing right now. If you're interested in that, jimcarter.me/audit, and you can use the code HAPPY, and I take a little bit off the top just to help out this audience.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
That is, I would highly suggest that people start there, because otherwise you're going to go into this world of AI going completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, and it's so easy to be overwhelmed. And that's one of the things I'm loving doing is saying, that all sounds great. And sure, you can do what you want, but this is going to move the needle if that's what you want. Or this is going to bring you time back if that's what you want. Or this will help you with your team. And those things will be ROI positive before you know it.
Oh my God. I was just going to say, no matter what the cost is, which it's such a bargain, you guys, it's crazy. You will make that money back tenfold so fast, even with your time, or even noticing, like, maybe you hired someone who is not really working out, who's not really working. And here's some things that I learned, is I'm like, holy cow, like these contractors that I was paying, like I'm literally able to do this on my own. You know, I replaced all my copywriters, and it's better. Like in
remember when I ran a marketing agency?
Yep.
I had 13 copywriters on staff.
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Ask me how many I have now. You know the answer.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
And it's not because it's a different business, but even I've been in AI since before it was cool, over the last decade. Even I, who saw this coming, Chat launched like at the end of the year, Spotify does the Wrapped, and everybody kind of plays on that. Chat GPT did a Wrapped. It turns out I was in the 0.1% of like first installs of Chat GPT. Who knew?
Really?
Yeah.
This makes sense. This is
there's
tracking
my
you.
badge of honor. Yeah. Right? But even being in the top 0.1% of people who actually started using this technology, I couldn't even keep up with it. That's me being vulnerable and honest. So yeah, we have to adapt.
You mean you're not the smartest intelligence in the whole world?
I will never say that. Never. And a lot of people out there that are trying to put up a bunch of AI slop will say that they are. Use this prompt and it'll change your life. Well, maybe. But like you said, you get ideas from ideas. So I digress.
Let's talk about agentic AI, because I think a lot of people haven't heard that word yet. If you're in our world, if you're an entrepreneur who's into this, you've definitely heard of it, and you either you're either using it and doing it, or you need to really bad. So let's talk about it.
Okay. AI comes in a lot of forms. We covered that. I mentioned agents. We've also heard terms like AI employees. So I like to explain it like this. You ever go to Home Depot, you need to fix something, you don't know what you need, but you're like, I got to ask somebody. You ask like that token Home Depot employee, and they just happen to know everything in every aisle. And you're just like, who are you, right? You are the answer to my question, right? So I think we can all kind of find ourselves in the supermarket or in one of those examples. That's like ChatGPT. That's like Claude. It's an answer engine. You ask it a question, it's going to do its best to answer it. Its job in life, remember, is to put the next best thing in front of that next sentence and give you an output. So like going to Home Depot and just asking a question, getting an answer, that's like asking for something. You know you need to fix something, or you know you need to build something, but you don't know where to start. Okay, that's one way to look at it. An AI agent is kind of like, oh, I need a wrench. I need to fix something with a wrench. You may figure it out along the way. You may need a different size wrench, but you know that's the tool that does the job every time, over and over and over. You don't use scissors, you use a wrench, right? So you go from just chatting with a Claude, something like that, to actually having an agent that gives you a utility to be able to produce. Now, more like an AI employee, now we're talking like this is the factory line that has wrenches and it has sockets and it has arms and it can actually build something and it can run a bit more autonomously. So we're going from asking a question about where to start my business to maybe taking a course or doing a playbook or, doing a mastermind or figuring out, oh, this is actually what I do, to now being an employee or having an employee. So thinking about it in like that progression, we can kind of find ourselves. Most of us start with asking questions. I do it all the time. I chat with Claude every day. I chat with Chat still. I use digital clones. I want to know what Lori says about this. That's us getting information and understanding. But that really doesn't do any work. Maybe it's generative. Maybe it'll draft something. Maybe it'll help us. You can start to connect things and you can get a little bit further. But when we layer in an agent, I like saying AI agents, or it's AI with agency. It just gives us the ability where it can go pull information here, it can get something here, it can repeat a process over and over and over. That's when AI actually feels useful, is when we give AI agency. And that doesn't take writing code. That doesn't take being the smartest person in the room. It doesn't take hiring someone like me. It just requires you willing to try to repeat a process and say, hey, AI, what did you learn about this? Can you do this again? In Claude, to make it tactile for everybody, so everybody here can actually do something. If they wanted to build an agent, they have no idea what to do. I'll give you the quick masterclass.
Okay.
If you've ever wanted to build your first agent, let's actually run through it really quick.
Let's do it.
If you're using Claude, if you're not paying for it, pay for it. It's the best $20 you'll spend.
Yep.
I promise you. This is an affiliate thing. You're not getting a special link from me. Just pay the $20 and try Claude, right? When you start to pay for it, it opens up. It gives you more features. It expands how much information you can put into it. It gets smarter. It gives you more ability. If you've been using Claude, you probably saw Chat. You might have also seen something called Cowork. And that felt like, ooh, what is that? Like, that feels a little scary. I don't know what that is. And then you've maybe even seen Claude Code. Claude Code is like, whoa, I'm not a coder, right? But what's really cool about this is you can take a process, a repeatable thing, an idea, like you said, like, for example, if you were taking everything from Leanne's and you were dumping it into Claude and you were refining it, it now knows more about Glossy. It knows more about you, your North Star, your decision filters, all of these things. You can have it create what's called a skill. If anybody's heard of these, this is a newer technology that works with Claude. And if you just type the the little forward slash, if you're typing, all of a sudden this little magic open window comes up and it says, here's a bunch of cool things you can do with that. So try that today. Type the / inside Claude, and there's one called a skill creator. And if you're doing this on your desktop machine, it can write it. It can make it a file. And what you can do is just say, take everything about this chat and build me a skill. Build me an output, something that I can repeat. Make this however you want. There's no magic prompt to this. It's just it's a concept that I want everybody to start to experiment with and try. And you can start building these repeatable agents. So an agent is just a repeatable tool. And the more tools that you have, your Claude, your Chat, all of these answer machines, they're going to be able to answer you that much better.
So for people who are listening, like I said, lots of entrepreneurs, lots of small businesses, or people who work in small businesses. What has that been looking like for people who come to you? Like, I really want them to understand what an agent can do in their business. Like, are we talking, and I want it to be just like, is this pay bills? Is this do emails? Is this put our podcasts out? Like, is this edit podcasts? Give me an idea of someone who is like me, who's listening or wants to be like me, have a career like mine. What are some of the things that they could do to move 10 times faster than I did?
For sure. In that idea of like, what can I do with a tool? Mm-hmm. What can you build with a hammer? Mm. I can build anything almost with a hammer. Mm-hmm. But how we use it, and is it the right tool for the right job? That's just the thing that can get us caught up. But it's hard to build something of importance without a hammer, if we think about that. So you can ask a lot of questions, but when you start to build repeatable processes, like think about like the last SOP that you've ever built in a business. Like you have a bunch of SOPs in a folder that people kind of look at, but don't really look at. Think about agents as like an AI version of an SOP. It's, I like things done this way. I want you to follow these instructions. These are the non-negotiables. These are the nice to haves. These are the things that could change. So for example, you vet people who come on your show. How do you do that? Are you doing that personally? Is somebody on your team doing it? Or is that a repeatable process?
Yeah, I am, and it could be repeated.
Okay, so let's play with that idea. You want to make sure that one, you have everything that you need. Bio, that they can show up on time, that they're local or they know how to fly in. You want to know what their history is. You want to know if they've ever written books. You want to know what their social presence are. Have they ever been canceled? All these things all come into the equation. So let's say you just start a chat. Go to Home Depot, you ask a question. I got to do a thing. Help me, right? You build out like, okay, the chat understands what your guest vetting process is now. So for all the podcasters in here, this is a common thing. This comes up all the time. Laura, you can go back to that chat now. You can type that / and you can type skill creator and it pops right up and you're creating a skill around this. Remember in the Matrix?
Yeah.
When Neo sat back, they plugged it in the back of his head. He was like, I know Kung Fu.
Yeah.
That it was ahead of its time. That's the same thing we're talking about right here is, wow, it knows Kung Fu now. It can act on that. It can use it. So you can create a skill to vet your guest. And now every time you want to vet your guest, you just type in Jim Carter, here's a social profile, vet my guest. And you don't have to reteach it every time. It doesn't have amnesia every time. One of an unlimited amount of ways that you can use AI, but tactical. So ask yourself, again, those three things. What takes too long? What costs too much? Or if you could have more of the same, what would it be? And all that dumb stuff that we don't want to do, train it once, make a skill out of it, repeat the skill. And that's how you can feel ahead. So that one of many examples, we can do with as many of these as you want, but I love finding all of those repeatable things that's either for you or your team, or Holy Land would be, can AI just run that and nobody actually has to look at it? And that's where it gets exciting. That's
where it gets fun. And you guys can get there. And there are a lot of people to help. And so I actually want to end with chatting on that is I think for people like myself, who's more of a visionary, doesn't mean I can't do it. I'm learning a lot right now, but I can't move fast enough.
Yeah.
So what I am doing is I have a lot of people hired. We're working with you. And it's actually not only making me not feel behind, but way ahead. I'm learning that, wow, implementing just a few of these things puts you way ahead of a lot of people right now.
Right.
And giving your time back gets you back into creative mode, gets you back into ideation mode, gets you back into money-making mode, which is the mode we all want to be in right now. So what are some ways that we can work with you?
Starting with an audit is honestly my favorite. We get FaceTime. I get to know your business. I can truly recommend something from a place of confidence. And spoiler alert, I use AI as well to try to contextualize and pull all this stuff together. Can you imagine how busy I would be if I had to like read everything and go research and put it all together? No. But I'm going to show you how quick I can understand your business so I can be the example for you. So I love starting there. If you're looking for just keeping up with AI news, I've been writing a newsletter for over 3 years now. I love it every single Tuesday. It's called Control Alt Builds, and I tune it for small businesses. So you can check it out, jimcarter.me. Everything's on my website. You can jump in there. It's totally free. I love it. It's my way of explaining the most complicated things. If you like the way I explained anything today, that's how I write every single week. And probably the most exciting way is I'm actually teaming up with Chris and Nick. And we're starting,
my husband and brother-in-law.
Yes, we're starting this new partnership where Chris has this incredible way of pulling so much gold from like what's stuck in your head and contextualizing it, because he's the best business strategist out there. That's why I've been part of your guys' world, is he's helped me see pieces of my life and everything that it's been hard for me to see.
Yeah.
And we're going to team that with, he's going to lead an intensive. So you get both of us in the room for one full day, and he's going to lead this intensive to extract everything, which is actually really hard for me to do. So I love that we're going to do this together. And then I'm going to take over, and we're going to build your first AI agent for you. And we're going to show you that you can kind of like leave with one of those. So for example, if like you are drowning in podcast junk, which may or may not be accurate, we could do this with you, and we can run you through this process. And by the next day, you actually have something that can start to relieve that burden and do that with you. So we're still kind of creating this, and we're having fun with it, but we're very excited for that. And that's how you can work with me in person. You also get Chris, which is exciting. And that page is at chrisarter.me/AI. So you can check that out. But those are my favorite ways right now. Something for everybody. I've got lots of different things based off of where you are in the space. But it's my favorite just to help people see what's possible in their business with AI in a space that changes by the hour.
Yeah, totally. Well, I am so grateful for you. We're going to put that all in the show notes. So all you guys have to do is you can literally click on your phone on the show. You can scroll down, and you're going to see all of the links there so that you can pop right in there and go straight to seeing what the offerings are. I'm so grateful for you coming on.
Right.
Truly, you'll be back. So I'm just because everything's going to update tomorrow. So
by the time we finish recording, there's going to be something
behind.
new.
So great. We'll just call our session. We're already behind, and we'll just try to catch up.
So. Understandably, I appreciate you, Larry.
All right, thank you so much. And you guys, until next time, earn your happy. Bye, everyone.